Ready. I just got off of work, got my ginger and lemon and some Maluka honey. I have my favorite cards, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to do a few readings with my favorite cards. Just a few, um, maybe three tonight. It's not the weekend. Usually I do the weekend readings. And I'm just waiting. There's a couple who wanted to come on tonight. So just looking for my video so I can see where we are. All right. So here we go. All right. So just giving everybody a chance to find me. And I have a couple who I may have to notify. So bear with me. All right. All right. Just giving everybody a chance to find me and join. I kind of put it out there that I'll be here around 8. And I'm a little earlier than planned. And I'm just messaging the group. Hope you're all well. All right. Hi, how are you? I'm just I'm just coming on. All right. Um I'm doing great. We're doing do you want to read it? All right, I can go and I'm doing mini readings, but sometimes they get a little bit more than minis. Um, so what I'm doing is I have all of my newest decks. So I have my these ones are shadow vibrations. So these basically are how to transmute low vibrations up to higher. And then I have my grab folate numbers. And then I have Law of the Universe cards. And then I have Universal Laws, Shadow cards, Twin Flame deck, Twin Flame Tarot. And so, yeah, I have all sorts of different chakra cards, all sorts. So I am willing to go and try these out tonight. And so, anybody want to get a little, have a question? Ask away. We'll do 3 questions tonight. See how I'm doing for maybe 5. We'll see. What do I do with them? I'm not sure what you're saying. I do readings. So if you are familiar with my channel, I do readings. I'm a coach and I do readings. So do you want to have a question? I read them. Jessica, how you doing? I'm not sure, Miriam. Um, so in the description, it's saying about spill the tea, which means checking in, the tapping into the energies of you as a divine feminine into the divine masculine, or vice versa. So these are relationship readings. I've been asked to do other types of readings here as well, but okay, glad to hear that. Do you want to do you want a reading tonight, Jessica? Who wants a card or a couple of cards? I have a couple of you watching. I'm not sure exactly what else. So, if nobody's going to be asking, I can certainly do a divine feminine, divine masculine reading. And that would be generally for the collective of who would be watching these videos, but it's up to you. These are not charged. I'm not used to having people watching and nobody asking me for a reading, but that's all right. I love some plays. I love to see my shadow side. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I'm going to tell you what's going on. All right. So let's get started. All right. So first, let's look at you. What is the situation and where you are at? All right. So you're trying to avoid him. All right. This is an avoidant attachment type of individual, and you're trying to avoid them. You're trying to resist this energy. You're trying to resist this impulsiveness. You're trying to resist this type of belief system. You're trying to change your idea of what this is with you and this person. All right. He's quite not ready, and so right now you're resisting him. Um, what is something that is a belief system that keeps this strong in your belief system is this is somebody you love. This is somebody that you know you care about in a deep level. No, you're a fearful avoidant that leads more anxious. So actually, if you really want to know, because we've talked about this before, you are actually, we've got the anxious attachment, we've got the dismissive avoidant, dismissive avoidant. Please, I just did 10 hours of work, so I'm a little tired. um, and then we have what is a certain type of attachment when a person grew up in an environment full of fear, never knew what was going to go on. They need that chaos. And they kind of jump back and forth from anxious into dismissive, not really because it has anything to do with their own attachments, but them trying to always adapt to somebody else's attachment. So you tend to be interested in avoidant attachment types because it is familiar to your environment. All right. So this is basically your weakness. And you've got the Three of Wands. So your weakness is you don't know how to really look ahead. You don't really know how to grow from these experiences. You kind of are in a situation where you shrink and you hold back instead of growing and expanding. Your emotional intelligence, your emotional protection. is showing that you are understanding how to manifest. You also are releasing the point of view that's in denial. You're really starting to become self aware of your own abilities and how you're creating these situations yourself. You are also physically protecting yourself by avoiding the person that is making him being the king if you're not the queen. You also are moving yourself. It's like you've made a decision and you know, I'm not going to be focusing on him. I'm going to start focusing on myself. I know he's the king, but until I am the queen, he's just going to have to step aside because I need to start figuring out how to put myself in that position. So, in the spiritual protection, you know you're a divine feminine. You know that you are the empress. You know that you are the attracting. And so, because of that, you know also emotionally, your heart is not looking for another. You're quite focused on yourself. You're also focused on this relationship, no matter how much you're shutting it down, no matter how much you're trying to feel that I don't want to be attached to this situation. You really have no spiritually a contract with another at this time. The good point about this is that you're learning how to let go. You're learning how not to be suffocating. You're learning how to start putting that energy back into yourself. The thing is, you need to start understanding how important your manifestations are. And you're just beginning. You're just beginning to understand that yourself. You see, there's a lot to learn, there's a lot for you to do in effort for you to become more natural in your manifestations so that what happens is as much as you know you want to get from here to there, it's going to take time, it's going to take steps, it's going to take guidance, it's going to take education, it's going to get, but because you want it natural, you don't want it forced, and you know that you're not quite ready there, but you know deep down inside this is your person. You know deep down inside this is the one that you are here to meet. But the thing is, you're trying to figure out how to do this without the conflict and without the feeling of something's wrong. You know it doesn't feel right the way that things are going. You don't want to be the bully and win at all costs. You also don't want to feel like you are the little person or one-sided relationship. Whatever it is, it's causing a pain that you remember from a long time ago. And you want to remember things when things were good and not the things that are coming up that are a little too familiar. In fact, you're a little in your head. You're a little in your head. And so instead of being adventurous and say, oh, this is something new, this is something different, be a little adventurous, you know, be desirable, be the divine feminine's, putting that energy into you and start having more fun with this. Look at everything as an abundant mindset. Instead of going and looking at, oh, this is happening, say, oh, this is new. I wonder what I can create out of this. It doesn't matter if he's here or not. What can you do in the meantime, right? Live a little. Now, This doesn't mean it's over because everything is going to happen. Everything is working out for you. Everything is going to turn out perfectly because you have earned this. You may not be aware of it yet, but you have earned this. Girl, you're having a good reading so far, but maybe you got to find out the dirt. So let's look at we'll look at my shadow card deck. So the shadows say this card fell out. So the shadow says everybody, you got two, so we're going to read both. So everybody is capable of love and destruction. Everybody. You're capable of love. Anybody who shows up in your life is capable of love. Everybody's also capable of destruction. No person is to be up on a pedestal. Nobody is going to be the knight in shining armor who's going to save you because everybody can destroy you, just like everybody can love you. So everybody deserves compassion. You deserve compassion, and so do they. Forgiveness, bitterness, they're both understandable, but it's not helpful and it does not serve you. All right? Bitterness does not serve you. Being upset does not serve you. So choose forgiveness. You deserve peace. And above all else, by having compassion, you're going to be able to gain peace. Whatever is the conflict that's in this relationship or with anybody, you need to find that compassion where you can be at peace and they can have peace with you. I don't know why I'm having notifications now. Okay, good. The other card that you have is sabotaging programming. Is this when you say in your mind, I'm worthless, money is evil, I have to separate myself, I have to be persecuted, I have to be punished, I need to be ill, unable to heal, I'm unworthy of love, I have to be suffering. These are all sabotaging programming, and they're also from a victim mindset. You are saying those types of thoughts over and over again in your head. Instead, you're not looking at the fact that you have to go and embrace how your mind works. Don't avoid it. Don't be negative about it. By looking at your thoughts, by writing them down, you're able to go and start looking at it from a different perspective with no judgment, but more of that compassion and say, oh, this is how I do things. This is how I react. This is how I respond. And as long as I'm thinking those things, I am going to create this type of reaction over and over again. How can I change those thoughts? It starts with a moment. It starts that day. Whatever you did before that, forgive, have compassion for yourself. And moving forward, when you catch yourself, have some compassion, forgive yourself, think positive thoughts. It's really hard when you have a bad habit of thinking negative thoughts over and over. So you have to learn how to start having positive thoughts, how to turn those thoughts so that you are in a state. I am worthy. I trust my choices every day. By far, the decisions I've made is always leading me into the right place at the right time. If things are not working out for me, that's because behind the scenes, everything is working out wonderfully. I know my life is falling into place perfectly. I'm not in a state of denial because I'm willing to keep my eyes open and focusing on my needs being served. And as long as I have myself, I don't need anyone. But anybody who wants to show up, I'm willing to receive what I deserve. Those are the ways that you should be talking to yourself. Those are the ways we talk. All right. So here, the universe wants to tell you, oh, lots of cards. They want to tell you lots. Way too many cards. Sorry. Way too many cards. So, a soul shock is when your soul hears something from somebody else they just did not expect. A soul shock is when they experience something like they just wasn't prepared for. And so it can hold you in a very low vibration. When your soul feels shock, it feels in a state where they're completely in a reactive state and their senses are a little distorted. They're not able to really respond to what's going on around them, but instead react from what's going on within them. The best way to raise your vibration and heal shock is acknowledgement. To know that you're disappointed is okay. To know that it was a painful situation is understanding. So, for you to be able to have compassion on yourself, to understand you're going through a difficult time, and that the shock that you are experiencing is real, and that for you to heal that may take a little time. It may make you feel very reactive. Your senses may be a little distorted. You have just gone through something that has been effectively hitting your soul, not just emotions that is out of control. So it's very important for you to understand and acknowledge you're going through something. And it's okay to take a step back. It's okay to do some time for you. It's okay to have some space. It's okay to heal yourself. And it doesn't mean anything to anybody else if you do something for yourself. So, the laws of the universe that is coming into play. So, you've got law of rhythm and law of relativity. All right. So everything is relative. All right. Situations gain meaning only when compared to others. So if you compare your situation to another, it may mean something that's big. And you might compare it to another person, and it may not be not a big thing at all. So, this is a law that you have to understand. Your situation may not be a big situation to someone else because it's depending on the situation that they are enduring themselves. So, take account of this law. Is it as big as what you experience? Because remember, you're going through some sort of shock to your system about this, but compared to somebody else, this may not be such a big thing, but to you, it's a big thing. The law of rhythm states life operates in cycles and rhythms. Embracing these flows leads to balance and peace. If you understand that everything flows in cycles, the seasons, the tides, the phases of life. The moon card represents this easily because the law reminds us to embrace the life's ebb and flow. Trust that periods of hardship would naturally transition into times of joy and abundance if we stay aligned. This shall to pass. This shall pass too. No, this shall to pass. This is only temporary. It may seem like a bad thing right now, but if you stay in alignment, if you keep your energy in alignment, this will pass. It will pass. The law of relativity that I was telling you about teaches us that nothing is good or bad. Everything is only relative to the context and the perspective. So, life challenges are only difficult compared to the easier moments and offering us opportunities to grow and appreciate our strengths. So, when you're familiar with that law and how this law is incorporated into your life, you'll understand that the more you compare to others or more that you compare to other circumstances, the more it becomes something else. You can easily change your perspective. Do it as an adventure when you say, oh, and this too shall pass. I'm okay. And now I can add this to my list, but I got this. And this is going to show me how the universe is always working on its way. In your connections, you have to learn how to surrender. You see, in surrendering, it means to surrender your energy because the more you resist, you are fighting. You are fighting the divine, you are fighting the universe, you are in a boat paddling against the current. To surrender, surrendering is when you go and you say, you know, there must be a better way. And you really put down those oars. You just allow to see how the current will take you. You're not resisting whatever is happening. It it just becomes accepting wherever you must go and not trying to push the boat in any direction. Just allowing what must go. You see, you're to learn to believe because source brought you to teach your person to believe, and not only your person to believe, but your person is here to teach you to believe. People look for things to happen for validation that source exists. Miracles happen when you can get in a vibration of knowing miracles happen because when you believe in them, they appear. Believing that the universe truly is real, that love happens, and that miracles really do happen can really allow you to get in that vibration of knowing that your life can change in a day. It can change in a moment. So why sit there in pain and suffering and not enjoying your day getting into that vibration? You see, your focus shouldn't be on them. Your focus should be on how to enjoy your day so you can just enjoy whatever experiences, magical moments that can be created just because you decided to open up to that vibration. All right. So your numbers, eternal love, eternal love, 5932568. Eternal love. I'm kind of sitting from a distance. I had to plug in my phone, so. And not completely over yet. If you really want to know, he is calling, my heart belongs to you, and my thoughts are always yours. Now, just be patient. I will be coming home soon. You see, never lose hope that everything will work out. And any last words from the universe, source, or your spirit guides? Learn to gain confidence. Learn how who you are as a divine feminine is usually mirrored through the masculine of the divine masculine. And we sometimes lose our confidence because the divine masculine is designed to be a confident emperor. But divine feminine's confidence does not come from the outside sources, it comes from within. To know that they are loved, that they are desirable, and that they have a certain light that no two people could ever be that person in any way. Whatever it is, there is uniqueness and specialty only in you. And until you see yourself as that confident, beautiful, divine creature, lots of things that's being mirrored to you, is to you to learn to have confidence, to believe in yourself. You are to learn how to meditate. And only because you don't know how to quiet the mind. And in order for you to quiet the mind, you have to find a way to distract yourself until you get to that place. So using Om, Om is a way for you to understand when you hear those thoughts in your head, when you know your mind is racing with those thoughts, instead of trying to change your thoughts, use Om to try to, yeah. Well, there's, I'm sure, lots of ways that you can learn that, but that's what I'm just trying to tell you now. So as you're, it's going to take time. All of it takes time. Like I said, you're still at the early stages of learning, and there's things that you're going to need to learn. And you're not going to be perfect right now or later, but this is what life is all about. We're born perfect as infant babies. And as we age, we think we're less perfect. No, we're always perfect. You have to understand the imperfect and the imperfections, the embracing the moments to learning to expand and to grow. We all think that is a flaw. Really, it's just another form of perfection, of understanding, of thriving, of growing, connecting. So, quieting the mind is choosing a sound, a vibration, a sequence, and choosing that vibration or sequence to cross out the old and create new. It takes time, it takes 21 days to change your subconscious. And learn how to journal. Scripting or to process your emotions is a great way for you to find out how you feel, to process what's been going on. And it's a great way to release. And at the end of the day, if you still look around and you wonder if everything is working out for you, if everything is going to be the days where you smile and you say, how did I get here? Absolutely. Because you deserve it. It will happen. You just have to get there. All right. That's your reading. I'll do one more. Anybody else want a reading tonight? You're welcome, Jessica. Does anybody else want a reading tonight? I have a bunch of people who are watching. If you're not interested, that's okay. I certainly am okay. I'm just glad I was able to be here and I'm grateful for you all to show up and visit me. But at the same time, I can certainly do one for the divine feminine and the masculine. That might be what I'm going to do next. All right. So, what is the time right now? Um, can't see the time, but it looks like around 40. All right. So, I'm going to do the divine feminine, divine masculine for the collective of those who are watching this video. And so, divine feminine and the divine masculine. All right. So, a card got in there. I don't know how that happened because that was not the card I was expecting. Um, so the divine feminine is a butterfly. Divine feminine. I don't know how that happened. Divine feminine is showing as a butterfly going through a huge transformation. Absolutely huge metamorphosis. Jessica, obviously, it sounds like you're falling in that position. So the masculine is trying hard to move on. They're trying hard to move on to someone new. They are trying not to think about you. They're trying not to remember the past. And they're trying to resist knowing this connection with the divine feminine. What has been something that has been towards this transformation of why you're turning into a butterfly divine feminine is because you're not very happy. You feel that your positivity and your success and your joy, it just seemed distorted. It just seemed like you were fake. It just seemed like somehow you're just not happy. And so the masculine is absolutely in the same position. You both are just not happy. You just both not happy. What's the weakness, divine feminine, is your weakness in the situation that makes you weak in the situation is your whole emotional body loves this person. And the divine masculine is grieving. It's like the divine feminine knows how to love, but the divine masculine is just grieving. Well, emotionally, the divine feminine is knowing that nothing ends, knows that nothing ends. And she's also Manifesting. Not only her priorities are about her material world, that she can take care of everything herself. Basically, you can hear her say, I don't need anything. I'm good. I can have anything I want because I'm a magnet. Not because I'm desirable, but because I can do everything that anybody else can. So, what am I missing? What am I lacking? Nothing. Because I can manifest whatever I need myself. And the divine masculine is saying, look, I can have whoever I want. I just have no passion for anybody else. I'm just not desiring anybody else. So emotionally, the divine feminine knows in a positive way. The divine masculine is sulking in pain. There's a lot of pain. And so physically, the divine feminine is not listening to her heart, not listening to her heart at all. It's like, no, I have no desire for him. I have no desire for anybody. And it's not because I'm grieving. It's because, no, I don't need anybody. I don't need anybody. I don't need anybody at all. But the divine masculine, physically, is lying to himself. He's saying, I don't need anybody. But he's lying. See, the divine feminine is just shutting herself down. But the divine masculine is lying, distorting his own eyes. So spiritually, the divine feminine is saying, I'm complete. I don't need anybody. And spiritually, the divine masculine is saying, I'm destined to be alone. I don't want to be alone, but I'm destined to be alone. So the turning point in this situation is that the divine feminine knows that love, partnership, connection, that's the turning point in all of this. You know, in order for the divine feminine to gain or to maintain, she needs not to focus on them. See, the divine masculine needs to not look at all the things that they went through. They need to stop looking back at who did what. Did I get hurt? What did she do to me? You know, the turning point is not focusing on them while they are looking at, oh, maybe I didn't treat her so good. So the root, something that you need to know divine feminine, to make you stay protected. Don't be their girl. Don't be their love of their life. Focus on you. And for them, they need to stop being so immature. They have to start believing in themselves. They have to start growing up. You know, subconsciously, we're healing pain. We're trying to avoid the conflict that comes up over and over again. And avoidant attachment is trying to heal. All because they couldn't balance their sex drive and their desires, or whatever that is, whether it's money, whether it's sex, whether it's lust, whatever it is that they desire, they couldn't balance it. They couldn't see that everything was there. So the divine masculine and divine feminine had to learn how to transmute overthinking by learning how to meditate, by quieting that mind, by allowing them to be free of the mental thoughts that happen outside of themselves. You see, shadows came up because that's what happens when you're projecting or reflecting. You see, when something happens in your life, even if you're consciously positive, the underlying negativity can rear its ugly head, destroying your confidence, undermining your trust in others, so blocking opportunities for you. And the twin flame is the perfect mirror because in everybody else, you can be so perfect. But when the twin flame shows up, it allows you to really see what was hidden even so deep that you didn't even know. You see, those types of divine relationships, such as the divine masculine and divine feminine, is what we're talking about. You know, it brings up shame, it brings up humility, it brings up how to surrender because everything is so the best of everything. But on the other hand, it is the worst of everything too. They are your best friend, they are your human diary. They're like the other half of you. They know that too. But at the same time, there is so much that you can't let go. And part of it is the shame that you held on so much that it even hurt to love someone else because of the shame you held from long ago. In order to make the divine masculine, divine feminine come together, they have to understand love. 14344, understand love. And when they learn to understand love, They will start understanding how to manifest together. The law of action is a manifestation that requires aligned action. Intentions alone are not enough without effort. So when you manifest, your intentions alone are not enough. It requires alignment and action from both of you with effort. And until that effort is shared, there is misalignment. The words, I love you with all my heart. I feel secure whenever I'm with you. I thank you for making me feel so safe, yet you are so loved, and I am so crazy in love with you. I cherish you, I adore you, and I worship you, my dear. That is the energies of love for these two people. It is the energies that need to be healed. Security starts at the root of all needs. You know, love alone is not enough. You need food, you need shelter, you need a place that you know is safe. You need to feel nourished. When you can focus on your basic needs, when you know that you are basically taken care of, that's when you can start expanding and then get to a point where you can really realize your love for another. But until you heal yourself, you're not able to heal or be love to another. So the message is, meantime, be blissful. Play, sing, dance, but do it from the heart. Feel the light and love of all divinity inside you. Because we're all here wanting to be happy, wanting to be loved. And even if they're not ready yet, someday they will be. So enjoy every moment. It's just energy. So that's the reading that I have. And for anybody who felt like they missed their reading, well, you can use that one for you too. Oh, let's see if we can get a final answer. Um, hmm. Any messages from the universe for the divine masculine or divine feminine? Self care. Eat properly. Do your exercise. Sleep. Date yourself. The most important person is you. Great way to end tonight. Take care of you. Love you all, and good night.